Everyone. This is kind of like all sorts of no's. Of course, everybody and their uncle decides to like text me all at the same time as soon as they turn the stream on. Okay. Hopefully that means he'll stop. Okay. First of all, greetings and salutations, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 11th, which means we are doing a follow the noob. So we are watching Jerry do. Not really sure which one of the acutes this one is. The one with the dance off. And yeah, it's pretty sweet. I've not seen anyone do this quest in quite a long time, so we'll probably turn Jerry on here voice-wise in a minute. But for now, I have a letter, and I believe this letter is going to be from Loaf Beef, and I believe it's going to be part of the Christmas stuff. So, yep, third day of Christmas, 3 tasty hams. Oh man. This has been getting me. The first day I was like, alright, whatever. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. But he's being consistent. It's pretty great. This is pretty great. Alright. Let's grab that. Till morning to lab. To morning to lab. So like I said, we're going to basically turn Jerry's audio on and kind of just listen, screw around. We might make some comments depending on what Jerry's doing, but we're not going to actually start any quest until we switch over for the afternoon. Right now they're playing Dance Off. It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. I still love you anyway. Alright, so we're just going to...
Number of things. Wouldn't it be great if we had an X mount? Yeah, very high list. There's a lot of stuff on that list. I think before we get to holders, we're going to have to do all the weird stuff.
Alright, so basically I'm just going to run around and do a little bit of Slayer/rare action here while we wait for Jerry. And then we're going to probably work on some Bale stuff, and then depending on our time... we'll probably go back and finish up in oh my god, in the cogs. There we go, the cog words.
No, the Champion Hunter Week actually means the limited time stuff will be back at the vendor. Things like the bracers and the flasks and things like that.
Oh, that's good. See, that's a good note. That's a good note, because playing JavaBot more again
what is the Sharn sale
means I need to probably hit that up.
What is our newest expansion?
Sounds like Sharn's on sale. I said I haven't actually watched or paid attention. I've just kind of been half paying attention.
Sounds like something that could happen one day.
Kind of half here. I want to just blame everything on my head, but I've had a rough afternoon yesterday, rough evening. A lot of body aches that actually involve being sore from working on the bus. But I also I don't know, I felt like I was heavy, if that makes any sense. Like it was causing lead all weekend. Just kind of like slow motion.
Nice. Good timing. It's now
kind of works out.
So that'll wrap it up. Alright, so
all right.
Next Wednesday for more of the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream will be the last one. The season until I see you in 2020. Hope you're having a great time in DDO. Stay tuned for some cool sales and other things happening this week. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. And I'll get you guys in-game a points code here, too, for joining me today. Thanks very much. See you.
All right. Here in a second, that should go. Ba-doo-ba-doo. Then we should have all sorts of weird noise. Let's mute that. We should get our Archer theme music, and then we'll know that we're good. Archer theme music. Oh, I gotta hit the button. Alright, now Archer theme music.
Lana.
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 Lana!
Lana!
Danger zone.
Danger zone. Alright, greetings and salutations, everyone. I am Samius. This is Follow the Noob, the show that we do most Wednesdays after Jerry. I'm not sure if he's the noob or I'm the noob in this scenario, but one of us is definitely the noob, and yeah, so feel free to follow us. We are doing some Veil stuff today. It's also, I'm having a bit of a bad head day, so we're on dark settings. I've got my blue blockers on. We're going to town. What should we start with? We have 3 quests left out here in the Veil. We have Coalescence Chamber, everybody's favorite quest. One of my actual literal favorite quests. We have Rainbow in the Dark. And we have Ritual Sacrifice. So if people would like to throw your 2 cents out there for one of those 3 quests, be more than happy to knock it out. We're going to knock them all out. But, oh yes, everyone always wants to start with the Discord. Hey, good morning. Everybody always is like, oh, you forgot to get in Discord again. Because I do all the time.
I like talking to you, though.
That's fair, that's fair. Also, for those of you who would like to join the Discord, just let me know. We'll send out Discord invitations. If you look for discord.me/SamusGrobel, all one word, you'll be able to get in as well. I believe that is how that works. I guess we're heading to Rainbow in the Dark then. Let's see. Good morning, Rothko, Talab, Wilburster. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's having a great day. I was just warming up the pre-show, telling people that my head's a little bit vacant, a little bit of being a pain. That's all gay. That's all good. So I guess we'll go do Rainbow. I was gonna try to knock out these quick slayers, but then I ran to the exact wrong area of the map. All right, everyone together. Everyone together. I'm gonna cast this spell like 1 time. And like this spell 1 time. Oh, really? While we're shrining, we'll kind of discuss the build here a little bit. It's a little bit different take, at least for me, on bards. So let's take a look at it. This thing is 16 levels of bard, 1 rogue, 1 wizard. Part of the reason why that's so weird is because normally by now I'd have taken a 2nd rogue level just to pick up evasion. But do I really need evasion? Do I really? Yeah, I don't know. Probably next level I'll consider picking it up, or I'll just take 2 more levels of bard to be able to take the level 18 enhancements down here. Probably just should stay 18. The wizard level is basically for a feat and access to a few low-hanging enhancements and spells. Mostly the shield spell and the jump spell, both pretty clutch. Enhancements were focused heavily on the Spellsinger tree, with a pretty heavy dip into Swashbuckler, and now we're kind of fiddling with a little bit of War Chanter, a little bit of Knife Fighter, and then if we have a little bit of wiggle room, we'll pick up a couple of things like an Eldritch Knight tree. Not a lot, though. Not a lot. A couple of things. So the reason why I'm actually playing this build is I really, really enjoy doing the Spellsinger-esque bard in the hardcore server. That's the character that I actually took all the way up to 20, the one I managed to get my 5,000 favor on, etc., etc. And it felt really good, really powerful all the way through that process. And I kind of wanted to see how far I could push it. The places where it felt bad was any place that I had to do single target damage. Single target damage when you're like spewing out sonic spells and stuff like that does not feel as good. So yeah. Alright, let's make a new weapon set. Where'd it go? This is unfortunately not going to be as awesome because we're no longer single weapon fighting. So we lose a lot of our power, but that's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work anyway. We'll play more like a spell singer then probably. Play switcheroo when necessary. Why do I not hear any DDO sounds? Oh, I know what's wrong.
That's been happening a lot lately.
No, I mean, it might be a bug too, but I also turned it all down the other day to be able to hear Raider in voice chat.
Yeah, I've been having like an issue where I have to enter the game, switch the output, and then switch it back.
Yeah. I haven't had that particular problem, but
Just every time I log in or out of a character.
yeah, I just had it turned down too quiet.
Oh, okay.
For a long time, I didn't play DDO with any in-game sounds, and the primary reason was I really struggled to be able to hear people in the voice chat often. I still do sometimes, which is part of the reason I try to get people who are playing with me into the Discord, so I can actually hear and understand people. Yeah, we're gonna just have to play this like almost straight up spellcastery.
I have a Discord link button on my stream deck now, so if you need
See
generate a link for somebody, let me know.
Should probably do that as well. No, bad giant evil bug. But yeah, the build it's kind of started to turn the corner. I feel like there are places where it was very, very good, and then there are places where I think I switched to the hybrid too soon. Like I should have just stayed swashbuckler until later. And then go full caster in certain places. I don't know, it's nice to be able to hit things with sticks. That is for sure. Especially like when you're fighting something like a Plague Reaper or some other big hairy monster. Wow, that was a drop off. Oh, a big drop off. Oh well, it happens. Oh boy. Oh man. So what else were we talking about? We were talking about something else and my brain shifted to more about the build again. That's what my brain does. Want to take the shortcut today? Yeah, we could probably take the shortcut today. Even relying heavily on just the SLAs, you might notice that we're still low on mana, which is one of the reasons that I kind of wanted to try to hibernize a little bit more. So it does okay. But you get something like this going on, and it just crushes you. Alright, let's kill these golems faster. Apologies for the darkness. Ah, the darkness, my old friend. Also, no good insta-kill effects. Kinda unfortunate. Because we're not using the swashbuckler, like, trip and stun and cut their head off. Attack faster. Let's go. Just hide in the darkness for a second. I know a lot of people really struggle with a couple of these different quests. This one in particular. I don't know, I wish I could really help people with understanding how a couple of these quests work. Especially like Coalescence Chamber. I feel like Coalescence Chamber is the one that people struggle with the most out here and just really dread. And when we do hit that, I'll cover a couple of things, but
I think people, like, part of the problem is that people spend too much time jumping on that one.
yeah, probably.
And I've found that jumping in that quest is actually worse than just, like, trying to, like, make your characters climb up the ledge.
I'd agree. There's a lot of... Uh-oh, did we accidentally solve it again? We did. We accidentally solved it. Great.
Nice.
If I can stand where I need to actually... Oh, no, we didn't break it. Excellent. Whew, starting to worry. Dance, monkey dance. See what I mean, though? Going back to, like, not having our swing weapon fighting really is hurting us here. I know. Also, yesterday I picked up a face full of sawdust. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing construction work on my school bus. Really hardcore the last couple of, I don't know, weeks, I guess, maybe? Week and a half, 2 weeks, something in that ballpark. I'm kind of hoping to get it to a point where I can take it to my mother's for Christmas and get a little extra help from my brother for a couple of the days, which means that it's got to be basically road ready. So I've been working to get it to that point before the weather just becomes too cold for me to go outside and worry about it on my own. So, like, I missed all of yesterday's stream because of it, and like I said, I ended up picking up a whole face full of sawdust and pulling sawdust out of my eyes all day.
That's not good, man.
Yeah, well, that just means it's coming out, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I could have sawdust in your eyes.
Yeah, it's fine.
You were wearing safety goggles, weren't you?
I'm wearing my glasses.
Those do not count as safety goggles.
Oh, I was being very unsafe then.
Okay.
They were not. It was basically, I guess the saw wasn't hitting me in the face or anything. It was just wind blow back. So we are about to fight this guy in the dark because this is going to take too long.
Well, as somebody with a limited use of their eyes, I would very much like for you to wear safety goggles.
Yeah. Well,
because being blind sucks.
that's fair. It's an important safety tip. Right now, I'm gonna worry more about making sure I keep all of my fingers in my hands. I managed to cut the palm of my hand pretty good a couple of days ago. It's healed up pretty nice now. But I have the veiny areas called like ley lines or whatever. I think I probably got a little piece of metal shoved down in there, like a champ. It's starting to get that white blistery thing, like it's trying to callus over something. So that's always fun. Where are you?
Yeah, I burnt my finger the other day, and I got a really gnarly blister on it. It's just now starting to heal up.
So, I've been trying to do, for those of you who are interested in the bus stuff, we've been trying to do like bus updates every once in a while, like just short, you know, somewhere between 5 and 10-minute streams, basically. If people ever catch me live there, I'll be happy to answer questions. And kind of go over. See, this is part of the reason I don't cast her all the time anymore.
Also, many pictures on the bus notes in the.
Yeah, there's a few. The wife is in the process of working on getting together a bus Instagram account, and when that's all done, I'll pimp that for people. But yeah, it is definitely much slower going than I thought it was going to be in certain points. Like the subfloor is about 80% down, and I've managed to run myself out of plywood that I was using for the subfloors. And the reason why is when I originally bought materials, I was planning on doing windows different, and then I ended up wrapping these windows in sheet metal, or wrapping plywood in sheet metal and putting those in as the windows, and they look really good and they're very sturdy, and I'm glad I did it that way. But that basically used up 2 sheets of plywood that I wasn't planning on using, so now I'm 2 sheets of plywood short. So now I have to wait for my kid to come home so I can have my truck back so I can go get materials that I need. There's a lot of things that I did not think of when I probably should have. Had I thought of certain things farther in advance, I could have accounted for them. But that's usually most people's problems, I feel, when they plan something like this. Why is my dagger damaged already?
It's just in. Being prepared is good.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time thinking through problems.
Yeah.
But when I changed my plan kind of semi-middle of the road, I didn't rethink about my materials list.
Right.
Oh, what's Haystack dying for? That's not good. Haystack dying is Jabad. It wasn't the devil. He was dancing all day. Dance. Intriguing. I think we're not going to res Haystone right now. We're gonna just send him off to the shrine. See if he can make it. He should be able to make it.
So have you tried Twitch's new software yet?
The new backend page?
Twitch Studio.
I don't specifically know. I've been using their stream manager stuff for a while.
Yeah, this is like OBS, but like It doesn't do
No,
as
I don't
much.
have a standalone program for Twitch.
I'd check it out. It's pretty nice. Real simple to real simple to learn how to use. There's not a ton of functionality to it, but like if you have like a real simple stream, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, my problem is that because I had him and lost him. Because I send my stream off to a third party.
Oh yeah, I don't know that it can do that actually.
Yeah. So a lot of those other programs that interface directly with something, like straight to YouTube, straight to Twitch, etc., I can't use because of that.
Right.
All right. Man, I would really like to just be able to charm those guys and make them long-term pals, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I haven't seen a lot of people, because I think the new back end, the new dashboard has been switched over, and that's now the default dashboard. And a lot of people have not been fiddling with it, and I think they've become very unhappy.
Jerry posted the other day that he tried it. He said that he likes it.
I do too, actually. He said I've been using it for a little while, and it does not bother me. Alright, well, I'm going to assume, since he rezzed, that there's not a trap here. I feel like that's a reasonable assumption. But I mean, honestly, once you kind of customize it a little bit, it feels okay. I would like to be able to change certain things, like change the size of certain buttons, stuff like that. But otherwise, it's fine. I think we're going to be a little less worried about the mana here for just a moment. Clear as much as we can, shrine, come back, and just try to power through the rest of the quest as quick as possible. I probably should be working on JavaBot today, but since I didn't do it at all yesterday. But, I don't know, Samius is very close to 20, so you know how that works.
Yeah, but that's kind of like a catch-22 kind of thing, because you're saying like, oh, Samius is close to 20, but then that also means that you get to 20 and you're gonna want a TR.
Well, and I will, but again, Java basically is going to be around a 2-day-a-week project.
Right.
So, yeah. So tomorrow we'll be on Java for those of you who are keeping track. I still have not gotten this quote-unquote amazing build from Nim yet, but we'll bother him about it when we get closer to level 20.
You just gotta raid him and then put him on blast, like on live stream. Hey buddy, where's my build?
Maybe that'll be the easiest way to go. Oh, you know what would also help if I turned on ice edges? That would be good. I hear that's strong. Turning on things that you spend action points on. What else is wrong?
Oh wow, I just got like absolutely nuked by Famine Reaper. That's fun.
I should have bard songed him. Did I not bard song me either? I didn't. Okay, well, let's pretend like we know what we're doing. Start by bard songing ourselves. No wonder I ran out of mana. I was going through alts, trying to decide who I was going to make my level 20 project, right? And I found apparently at least 66 of the +2 lasting to everything potions. I believe there was more than that at one time because I've been drinking some occasionally. Aha, that's what's going on. See you now. Hiding back here in the black. Back in the darkness. Did I not get a... I swear I did. Let's just drink one. Drink a death ward. Let's fix a little bit of this. Stop. You guys are bad. You're not. Nobody likes you. You smell like wet dogs. Okay. Man, that's awkward. I swear I had Haystack give me a... When I took that first batch of negative levels, I swear I had him hit me with the death ward, but... Must have missed. Or I ran off like a crazy person. Or both. Let's be honest. Anything is possible. Kill your friends. How will they fight me when they're too busy defeating you? I'll put a hat on. No. You did a terrible job of getting their aggro. Hey, Carnage Reaper. See what else is going on of late. I think that's basically it. Working on the bus. Streaming when I can. I don't even have any like cool, interesting stories. The only other semi-exciting thing is I've got a guy who sent me a magic card list. I start digging out cards, and then he literally like halfway done pulling it, changed his order. Told me it's not a rush. And now he's literally like, "Hey, I need to know what I need this list for Saturday." I'm like, "What?"
Arena.
I don't know where he's going. We have a tournament on Saturday at the arena, but I suspect he's planning on going to a bigger tournament somewhere. Or maybe not. Hey you, I don't want to kill you, so just be quiet. Oh boy. I wonder if that Carnage Reaper died in the spikes. That'd be sweet. It's certainly not here. Alright, so this is often one of the places that people struggle in this quest. You have two really obvious answers, right? You can try to jump across all these little pillars. You can use various things like the web spell and stuff like that to kind of more clearly see them. Or for the, one of the rare times they actually recommend it, you can put on a Featherfall. Make sure you're going as about as quick as you can. Just jump towards that hole that is the darkness right there. You can barely see it. I know Twitch is usually a little bit darker. But if you just like jump towards that hole with the Featherfall on, you'll make it. just Featherfall. Make sure you have like a little bit of a jump. With the jump spell, I can hit 40 now. I put 20 some points into it, which is the highest you can get. Skills. That's the button. Skills is the button. So we're actually at 45 right now with the Bard Song. So yeah, if you stand on that first thing and just jump towards this hole, you'll make it. Then you don't have to worry about it. Just give you one of those. Let's go stand over here, see what we can get in areas together. And then take your Featherfall off and put back on whatever your normal trinket is. So you're not like me and then you wonder why you're still Featherfalling like half an hour later. Don't hit the buttons. Charm a guy, charm another guy. They can fight that. Alright, and then for those of you who don't normally solve this puzzle because reasons, it's pretty easy. Run that way, and turn around, then run back, then run that way. And then because that one was already pushed, we don't have to go quite so far. Boink. But basically, you can either set it all to 0 or set it all to the same color and just kind of like run back and forth -1 every time. You'd be in great shape then. Alright. Haste. Double strike. Let's get to work. Would be a good starting class for a first free time player. So I used to recommend Paladin, but now since they've kind of gone through the Cleric pass, I always now recommend the Cleric. You have a couple of really good and interesting ways to go if you're a Cleric. You could do like Fire Domain, which is what JavaBot happens to be. I find that to be a really strong and interesting way to build your Cleric. Particularly if you want it to be more of a spellcaster based cleric. Or you can do like Animal Domain if you want it to be more melee based, give you lots of extra hit points. You can go Strength Domain, get a lot of, I mean that's a good way to go combat wise. So like just taking a minute and reading through the various options on the I think we're just going to teleport back to Meridia and get our stuff repaired. So I would always recommend the Cleric. Now, as for like a starting race, it gets a little bit questionable then. Human actually is very, very strong, especially on a Cleric. It'll pick up an extra feat, which is very good.
I mean, Human's one of the best for like any class, basically.
I mean, it's usually on like the top 3, right? Like it's not always the best, but it's never
it's not always
bad.
The best, but
yeah, like it's never bad.
Often the best.
So I would look at a human cleric. Again, depending if you're really comfortable with casting spells from like other MMOs. Or other games in general, I would look at like a fire cleric, or some people really like the death domain cleric, but I feel like that's not a good place to start. Oh, the horse is not going to make it. No Featherfall. Just get on our horse submarine instead. Dive, dive. But yeah, fire domain. or like animal or strength domain, or in my opinion, are the two easiest ways to go. And then when you go to pick a deity, things can get a little bit weird. That's right, horse submarine. Look at it go. It's like prepped for silent running already. So we got 49 minutes of that. How long of ship buffs do we have?
Wow. Gish at the end of Just Business, the Knoll. He is like 100% in the wall.
Did I die?
Holy
Or
cow.
have I been out here that long that I no longer have ship buffs? Or ship resistances, anyway. Yeah, I feel like I want my ship resistances. Come back. We'll come back in a second. We're gonna go get our ship resistances. I'm a big fan of having my resistances turned on. For deity, I have not looked at all the deities list. The longsword guy is fine. It gives you like the big super mega heal. That's probably fine. I don't know, I always have to like stop and look through the DDO wiki page on clerics to refresh myself with some of the options, as there's so many as a cleric. The other really nice thing about clerics is you get all the possible spells added to the spell list right away every time you take a level. So you don't have to make the decision of what spell is good. Then you can go fiddle around with it, and then every time you shrine, you can change your spells if you like. That's very good. Also for new players. There we go. Always have to see if I pass my reading test whenever I open a... Oh yeah, technically that's a bar now. You can ride your horse around up to the open air bar, but you can't ride it inside the open air bar. Alright. Alright, Horny. By the way, Horny is the name of my horse now, because I made like I was talking about something in my horse and I got words and syllables confused. Oh yeah, look at him go. Look at him go.
The Eladrin constructed this bridge recently to help bypass the Windlasher village.
It's going good. It's going good. Oh man. Oh, now I just got hit on my horse and now I have to resummon things. That's lame. And then I interrupted myself. Oh well. So be it. So be it.
Man, actually having to kill things in a Slayer zone?
I mean I didn't have to, but I chose to because I felt like I deserved a little bit of honor. Be regrown there. For the record, on melee type builds, I just would rather be R1. On other type things, I don't mind so much being on other difficulties.
R10.
Couldn't have a horse in the bar. Too many jokes. Yeah, it's probably fair. Too much good time to be had. Oh no, my ankles! Oh why?
I don't know if you talked to Jabril. He says that he's the one that got them to take that away.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because it kept pooping on his poop deck.
Oh my goodness.
And he petitioned to have it taken away. And then I pointed out that it's not his poop deck anymore because it's not his guild anymore.
That's right. I'm the king. I don't feel comfortable getting into questions like that during this time of the stream. Beat. This is our Wednesday AM stream. Definitely 100% kid friendly during this time of the day. Alright, so first secret trick, whatever. First thing for those of you who don't like Coalescence Chamber. One of the reasons you probably don't like Coalescence Chamber is because stuff spawns all over the place and it's annoying. One of the reasons that you can kind of help with that is learning where to walk and where to avoid. This guy needs to go.
Stay in the light.
So you want to stay on the light, on what looks like rocks. If you walk on the stuff that looks like rocks, then you will not spawn like the scorpions and the bats and stuff. If you stand on things that look like... That is not the button I wanted to click on.
Oh,
If
that's
you
nice.
if you're not that worried about it, then it's not a big deal. You can just spawn the trash and kill it. But definitely, it's one of those things that is going to end up taking extra time. So you just have to like mentally prepare for that.
So I put a ticket in because the boss got stuck in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been waiting around for a reply, and all of a sudden the quest just, you know, progresses forward.
Well, it might just be the solution that they decided to give you today.
I guess. I'm lucky.
So one of the things that I always do when I put in a ticket is I put in the solution that I want to happen. So
Right.
keep that in mind in the future, everybody. So for example, you're something like what just happened to Lab happens and the mob is stuck in the wall or whatever. Just put in the ticket like, oh, if it would not be a big deal to just, you know, kill that boss or auto-complete the quest or whatever. Just put that stuff in there and then you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
It still doesn't mean that you'll get that by any stretch of the imagination, but if they don't have to think about how to fix the problem, how to best handle the problem, then odds are good that they're going to kind of follow your suggestion.
And be courteous. That's what I found is like being courteous like really helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt.
Like I've seen people like put tickets in where they're like really frustrated and they're like, you know, oh this you know bleeping quest is broken and you know and it's just like that. It's not their problem. It's not their fault. You know.
Yeah, I would like for SSG to take a little bit of energy and a little bit of time and figure out how to allow remote DMs to help do things.
Yeah, it'd be
and
nice.
then expand the remote DM scenario. Alright, so a couple of things that you're going to notice. One, I do not have my Featherfall on. I do not want my Featherfall on until I want my Featherfall on. Controlling where you're going to land very carefully and where you're not going to bounce up against is very important. Two, any of these like stalagmite things that are like round at the top and then have like another pointer at the bottom, they do not line up with their animation where they actually are. So like you'll notice if you look here, this is me running all the way up against them like I'm running directly towards them. But see how far away I am in reality? So like this space right here, and you can especially see it with my bloody footprints. Man, I'm going to use the hell out of these bloody footprints to explain this quest to people. See how far away I actually am from that? So you have to be paying attention and being careful on a lot of the animations. Just don't really go. See, like this is all the way up against there, but see how far away that was, and then see where it suddenly cuts around. A lot of the animations don't line up to where the hidden graphic is. And the best way to avoid stuff like that is to not jump onto it, like Talab was trying to say. Is to let the character crawl up on its own. So like steps like this, yeah, you could jump here because there's not a stalagmite. But if you run into a situation like that where there is a stalagmite over here, you may want to have it crawl up so it pushes you where you belong instead of where you were to like jump and bounce up to. If that makes sense to people out there. Particularly in this quest. There are other quests where the graphical area does not quite line up where the physics of the room, but not nearly as much. Most of them are pretty square. Also, a lot of people try to get themselves lost. The quest has a couple of turns in it, but those turns typically turn into dead ends. So it's not like you're going to be going an hour in the wrong direction or something. You're going to just have like right here's a dead end. But you'd go in there, you'd fight like 5 gnolls, and you just walk out and leave. Can I dab? I do not do stupid internet things. Hard pass.
Hard no?
Hard no. If you want to watch crazy kids do crazy kid things, there are lots of other YouTubers out there who will do the crazy kid things. I am not a crazy kid. I will have real conversations with you about real things, especially in the evenings. But particularly during the daytime streams, I'm here to kind of teach DDO to people who are interested. Oh, I got Trog poisoned. There we go. Just because I don't want to do stupid internet things doesn't mean I don't want to do internet things. I just don't want to do the stupid internet things. This is another spot where you want to walk up, you don't want to jump, because this slant will knock you down.
I basically always tell people just try to walk up it, and if you can't walk up it, then jump up it.
I mean, as you learn. Oh no! Break my ankles. As you do the quest and you learn, you'll know which points become the problem points for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, I'll say jump around and do all sorts of stuff. Then, when you kind of know their
Right.
problem points.
Yeah, but
Why
when you're
is
starting, I would
that
say just
lagging right there.
like when you're starting, just
Yeah. I feel you. I said, if you're trying to learn the quest, you know.
And that's another quest that I say to people that like how I teach people to pit is don't bother with the like, oh, you cross over here, you cross over there. Just always go up until you can't. And then worry about which way to go, you know? Like there's one point that you will be where, yeah, you can't go up anymore.
So,
And then,
for the pit, for example, I always just recommend going up and down one side. One side in particular. It's easy to tell when you're looking at it.
right.
This is the bad man, right? Yeah, that's the bad man. We'll be doing a pit in a couple of, like tomorrow probably on JavaBot. If you're interested in learning the pit, I'll be happy to show people the pit. In fact, you could probably go back and look for pretty much anything around level 8 to 9, and you'll probably see me doing the pit. Any of my past streams. Any of the ones that don't say hardcore server in particular. I feel like this one's probably trapped. Man, my trap sense is on high gear today. Stop. You're bad. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of lag here. I don't know what's going on. It's just straight up streaming lag. Is it me using up bandwidth, or is it game servers? I'm not real sure. I think I'm gonna pause my playback and see if that, both playbacks, and see if that helps. Getting a little bit of leash back and a little bit of spell delay. Actually, when I started opening that door, I thought that one was going to be trapped as well. Just getting before he starts to do anything. We're not coming back. I haven't really used anything though. That's fine. We'll try now. We're not coming back, so we might as well burn it. Might as well burn it. Why we're burning things? Anything exciting going on the Twitter box? I guess the new YouTube guidelines came out. Apparently they are super vague and basically just gives YouTube like any opportunity to ban people that they want. I have
mean,
not read
that's
them
YouTube for
myself
you,
yet,
right?
but huh?
That's YouTube for you, right? Aren't they just like notorious for that?
Well, they've recently have opened things up in such a way that they're trying to put some better anti-harassment stuff in place. The problem is that it's also it allows people to basically claim that they're being harassed for pretty much anything. Which, if they give me some better tools to do certain things, I'm not as worried about it. But I suspect that it's mostly going to be used to remove certain people.
Certain trolls.
Not even trolls, just certain people in general, and they're going to try to claim it's in the realm of making things more friendly.
Mm.
I think what they're just going to end up doing is banning a bunch of people that they don't like.
And I thought I was struggle busting through this quest, and I look over and realize that my hireling was on passive because it was trying to attack that boss in the wall.
Oh.
And I'm like, man, this hireling just will not heal me.
That'd be why.
Figured
YouTubers
it
and
out.
content creators should unionize. That sounds almost
sounds
as
awful.
bad as YouTube doing what YouTube's doing.
Hey, Sam, let's form a union to not form a union.
That also sounds bad to me. I was technically in a union for less than 2 weeks. Nah, that's not correct. Let's call it less than a month. So basically the post office is a series of unions. Like a lot of unions. So I was basically told that I had to join one of the branches of the post office union. So I did. And actually, in retrospect, I probably should have tried to find my old union rep. And kind of did some stuff through that. But, break this. They never even took union dues out of my check because I hadn't been there that long. And it's directly one of the reasons why I have not gotten other jobs since then. It's because you are allowed to ask if someone has been part of a union before. It is one of the questions that you can ask. And I found out in the past that that's specifically the reason why I have not gotten certain jobs. I'm not saying I didn't like the post office. My problem is I have just enough dyslexia that so I was on a quote-unquote 12-hour route, and I was putting in like 16-hour days and still not getting done. And then I actually had gone to my postmaster a couple of different times to try to resolve the issue, and he actually, like, what he told me was that he wanted to put me on a different department. Because he was like, you work really hard, you come in all the time, I see that you're putting in the hours to try to get your job done, etc., etc. And so what I need you to do is resign from this mail carrier position so I can get it relisted. And I'm going to... this job at as a mail sorter was open, and I'm gonna hire you for that next week when it becomes open. And I'm like, okay. So then in my little resignation letter that I wrote in there that, you know, this is part of basically transferring blah 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 blah. And I was only working the post office part-time. Because I was working through a book called 30 Days to the Work You Love, because I lost another job that I was doing that I enjoyed while I was doing it, but I kind of fell out of love with it towards the end. And so I was just kind of tooling around part-time as in the post office, but I was still on my unemployment. And then so the unemployment people go, hey, did you quit a job this week? And I said, well, technically yes, as part of a transfer. And they called and I explained it to them. And they go, oh yeah, this is fine, we understand. And they called the postmaster, and the postmaster heard that they were from the unemployment and told them that I quit for no reason. So then basically just took away my unemployment. So then I called back, or a couple days later, he called me. And he goes, hey, I got bad news. They moved the equipment that you would be working to Wichita, which is like 45 minutes away. But he's like, but I can still hire you for that position if you want to drive 45 minutes away one way for like 3 hours of work a week or something dumb.
So I'm at the end of that quest, and they removed Gish, but they didn't give me credit for killing him, so now I need to put another ticket in.
Well, almost wonder if did they say anything at all?
No, so the help ticket said like basically like I've removed the creature. Thanks for contacting support.
Okay. So they did say something in the ticket.
They said something in the ticket. They never sent me a tell though.
Alright, we're just gonna drop down. I make all this stuff mad, I don't even care. Let's go. So yeah, I basically ended up getting the shaft from the post office.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
And I honestly, 2020 hindsight, the thing is that I passed all the tests, but and I went through all the training, but the way my dyslexia works, and it's probably not even really dyslexia, it's just probably related to my migraines, that kind of stuff is taxing, and the more taxing it gets, the worse it becomes. You know, it's kind of like playing a long Magic tournament. And it just... The more I was trying to sort and organize numbers, the more it would affect me. So what used to take, like, or should take 10 to 15 seconds of making sure the letters are all grouped together or whatever, turned into, like, a minute each stop. It got really bad, I guess is all I'm going to say about it. Like I said, I was literally basically not even sleeping those weekends. I would go in at as soon as the mail came in off the truck. I was in. I wouldn't even wait for them to bring it to me. I would just go get it. And I would start sorting. And then I was the last one there every time. And then there would even be people that would stop and meet me partway through to work on sections of my route, and I still wouldn't get everything done. Like, it was just, I start strong, and then it would just drop off super fast. It was not a good match. I'm glad I did it. I had a lot of fun, and I understand a lot more about the mail process now, but it turned out to be a pretty negative experience overall for my family. I missed a thingy. Not sure how I got this on that. Oh, the union job. Or the union comment. That's how it was. Now keep in mind, I live in small town Kansas, so unions are not super prevalent. But anti-union mindsets are pretty common. It is very funny, though. My brother, who came from small town Oklahoma, has moved to Washington and has taken a union job installing skyscraper windows. He loves it until you talk to him about it, and man, does he rag on his fellow coworkers for not moving and not getting work done. He, again, as a person who, you know, my brother's is a good worker, and tries, I think we both do, we all do, whatever, to like work efficiently during our time that we're getting paid. And he has no good comments about his coworkers getting paid. He's like, I don't understand. We should get twice as much work done or 3 times as much work done easily, blah, 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 blah. And he blames the union mentality on it pretty hardcore. Alright. So I'm not really sure how this particular fight is going to want to go. One of the ways that Reapers spawn is when other monsters spawn. I also believe that they have a chance to spawn when other monsters die. Ooh, that's not good. And we're going to basically stand here and... You know, we can actually put in our single target DPS mode as well. So we're going to stand here and beat this cube down. It's kind of a pain. I was really just trying to give an idea of the strength of content creators of the group rather than everyone just fight when they're targeted ban. Yeah. I understand exactly where you were coming from. I honestly think what needs to happen is one of the YouTube competitors, like Vine, even not Vine. What's the new one? TikTok. Stuff like that. What's going on? Sorry. I gotta pay attention for a second here. Again, this is literally the problem. I just got a message from Talab about another issue, and now I'm trying to get you murdered. Okay, let's raise Haystack. Oh, good. This is going to be lots of fun, I think. Okay, so... Oh, boy. Alright, we're just going to have to get in here and get stuff killed, I think.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to distract you or anything, but...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to deal with that later. Would you... I don't know.
Delete the messages.
No, I'll deal with it in a second.
Okay.
I'll get this cube done and I'll deal with it.
Alright.
But anyway, the problem is, again, for content creators and YouTube and stuff, I personally think what needs to happen is a competitor to YouTube needs to crop up. Keep in mind that YouTube is the second most powerful, second most used search engine, and in some edge cases, it's actually the most used search engine for certain things. So it's incredibly powerful, and somebody out there should be able to somebody out there should eventually feel compelled to create a competitor for it. I suspect if anyone will do it, it'll end up being Microsoft coming up with their answer. Because Bing actually, a lot of people really like it and find it to be really strong. Role-playing bro, is this game worth your attention? So my favorite game of all time is Dungeons and Dragons, the traditional pen and paper version. This game is as close as I have ever gotten to playing pen and paper in digital format like this. So if you love pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons, this is as close as you're ever going to get currently in a game style like this. I've played a little bit of every single game that I've ever seen or heard of that is Dungeons and Dragons-esque. The combat system I love. The customer characterization is the most in-depth of any game that I've ever played, with the possible exception of, what was it, DC Universe or whatever it was called. Is also kind of close. How about Tomb of Annihilation, the PC version? I feel like I have played it. The only other game that has ever come close to me for this was the original Baldur's Gate. So, I'm a big fan. Hey, Ritz, welcome to the stream. The things to keep in mind about DDO is, one, it's free to play. Sort of. You can play it 100% for free. That's not the way I recommend that you play the game, but you can definitely check it out and try it full time, and decide how much you want to invest. You can invest as much or as little as you want and get a lot of fun out of the game. So, for example, I am a person who invests. I buy my subscription 1 year at a time, the whole year. So it's $99 for the 12 months. And I get a lot of value out of that, in my opinion. A lot of people out there rather buy the game piecemeal, which is also really good and is an excellent time to consider doing that, because they're doing sales right now. Every week through the month of December, they'll pick a new sale and they'll change it. So now's a really good time to just download it, play it, try it for free, and you can see it. Do you mean donate right now has a serious impact on gameplay? Donate right now. Well, what I mean is that here, let me just see if I can explain what I kind of mean. So large chunks of the game are hidden behind various paywalls, right? So for example, right here, they'll say most classes are free to play for all players, but the ones highlighted in red are not free to play. And you need to be a VIP or purchase with points or unlocked or etc. So Artificer, Druid, Favored Soul, Monk, Warlock. So, for example, Favored Soul can be unlocked by playing the game for free, but as near as I can remember, the rest of these cannot. So if you want to play one of these classes, you would not be able to play it for free. If you go to races, we have basic, so you have dwarf, elf, human, halfling are free to play. And then you have these premium classes, ASMR, Dragonborn, Drow, Gnome, blah, 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 blah. And to be really honest, a lot of these guys are a lot of fun. You can get Artificer with Caneth Favor. Okay, there you go. So you can unlock Artificer as well. Is it the only way to spend money? No. You can, so you can buy, like I was trying to say, you can buy things piecemeal. So you can buy these DDO points, and then you can use DDO points. Unfortunately, I can't show you because I VIP and I have a bunch of these things. But you can unlock races and classes with these points. Here's one. So I apparently don't own the Drow race. So for a basic, and think of these roughly as 1 penny. So if I wanted to play a Drow and I didn't have it unlocked, you could do that. Same thing with classes is the same thing. You can buy piecemeal. Kind of what you want to do. And then there's a lot of quests that are behind paywalls. So I don't own any of these. Well, I own some. I own some packs, but I don't own a lot of the packs. So I can't show them to you because of the playing as a VIP. That's how it is. So, yep, there's XP boosters and stuff like that. Does that ruin things? I don't think so. The game is P versus E most of the time, so it's players versus environment. not player versus player with a few like rare exceptions. So it's kind of weird. I've been okay. It's been a little bit weird. I had a bad migraine week the weekend of Thanksgiving. And then I've been working really hard on the bus, trying to get some stuff done. Let me turn this back off real fast. I'm sorry, there's also a little bit of drama happening on the Discord channel that I'm trying to resolve here in a way that makes sense. Let's see. You just started playing DDO again around a week and a half ago. It's been like 2 years since you played. Wow, that's a long time. That's all right, roleplay, bro. I'm always available to answer any questions. I'm trying to squash this drama before it steamrolls here.
Yeah, sorry to distract you, but
Oh, that's all right. It was a good call to get my attention in here. Alright. Okay, hopefully that'll take care of that. I don't know. Maybe it came across equally harsh. But... Alright, apologies for that pause in the quest. We're, for those of you who are not already members of my Discord, just know that, it's kind of like becoming a guildie to me, is once you're in that Discord, unless you have done something to really cause a problem in there, you're important. So when there's stuff like that going on, I want to be sure to take the time to do it. Haystack, I even moved you. I want to try to take the time to help people out in there. Come on. Fine. He's casting nonsense at me. Spells did not go away. One more fiend. One more fiendish ambusher. Oh, here you are. Like, I can hear you, but I can't see you. Get out of here. I suppose, though, why we're kind of this awkward conversation is happening right now. I do want to say that, because I feel like it's important to say every once in a while. If you're having an issue and you feel like you need to talk to somebody about it before doing something crazy, life-altering kind of decision, my Discord is a good place to say stuff like that and reach out. I'm not going to say that you're going to get the answer that you're looking for every time. But there's generally somebody around that will do their best to help kind of screw your head back on straight for it, or with you. Not for you, with you. And if there's not anyone around, there's always somebody listening. Be sure to reach out to the various helplines, etc., etc. I have been rewatching one of my favorite television shows, still currently on the air, called The Magicians. And in a lot of places it gets really dark and really dramatic. And one of the things that they do on that show that I think is really awesome is that they tend to dedicate those shows to one of the various mental health issues. So they'll stick on like XYZ prevention messaging at the end, so you can like reach out for help and stuff. Thank you. That's a good. I think that's one of the numbers to lab.
That is the National Suicide Prevention Hotline.
There you go. So I recognize that number. So, but yeah, I'm a big Magicians fan for not just that reason. I like that the show takes weird twists that I cannot always foresee. It's part of the reason I enjoy the show so much, because it can quote unquote trick me. Not very many shows can do that, but I also really appreciate the fact that when they do put in something like that, they take the time to advocate getting assistance. Recently, a friend of mine, his father ended up committing suicide recently, and it was kind of out of the blue. As well as another friend of mine's army buddy had a problem. And in every single case, somebody out there would have been more than willing to reach out and have a conversation with you. So if you're having a problem, reach out. Someone will help. And again, worst case scenario, I'm always here. I know I've been really busy working on the bus and stuff of late, but if you PM me on Discord or even here on Twitch, I will get it eventually. And you just have to wait patiently until I can reach back, because I will happily talk to you about it, whatever is bothering you. Alright, I'm going to pop in here. Make sure that haystack moves up. Alright, let's get back to a much more pleasant discussion here, because why it is important. It is not what we signed up for this morning. We signed up for Dungeons and Dragons and jokes. I wish I had a joke handy. Just don't have one ready to go. I just don't have anything sweet. Oh, I guess we are at a point that, in particular, I always want to get into when I'm kind of teaching people this quest. That was definitely from dying, right? That was not from spawning. I guess it could have been. So right about here tends to be one of the places that people really struggle in. Let me get this guy down. Make room. Scoot over, chunky monkey. Alright. So right here is the place that I see most people fall and have problems with. And the reason why is always the same. People do not realize, again, that I talked about this stalactite issue earlier and why certain things don't line up graphically. But look at my footprints. This is all the way up against the wall. And see how much of a bump out there is right there? Now if I just climb up this step, see the bump out of that wall? Same thing right here. Can't climb up because of the bump out. Look how huge that is. Graphically there, speaking. Right? So what happens is people will come up here, jump up here, seeing this big empty space, bounce off because they left their feather fall on, and go, "Blah!" They won't be able to catch anything. So again, that to me is one of the bigger traps. You got to be careful about that.
And it's a long way back up.
It depends on when you catch yourself, because again, usually most people I see that do that have their feather fall on. You can still bounce off of another wall pretty easily, particularly right there.
Yeah.
So you got to be really careful. Particularly right there. But alright, let's get and there's a helper. Let's put a hat on this helper. See if he wants to come over here and continue to be a helper. Wow, Haystack taking the fireballs, so I don't have to. Just refusing to heal himself even. That's a hero. No, sir, all of my mana is for you. Oh, now he healed himself. Alright, so how long was that, even with our little typing distraction? It's 55 minutes. Yeah, that's probably about right. Usually takes me about 45 minutes to do that quest. If I'm on like a pure wizard, I can zerg through it in about 30 minutes. 30 minutes is about my my fastest time. I think I had a 28-minute one once. So yeah, don't think that that's a fast quest. Even going at a breakneck speed, you're talking about half an hour. I mean, said it was 51,541 experience, so pretty good. Pretty good.
I forgot to tell you, I got into a R10 with Gordle last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was R10. The one out in Sharn with all the plants. The Mind Flayer at the end of it. I can't think of the name of the quest.
Oh, with the zombies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good. That's part of the reason I'd like to get up a little bit, somebody to a little bit higher level. It's not that I particularly enjoy that kind of stuff, but I do, especially right now with like you, Tobrel, Beef, everybody kind of taking a little bit of a TRing break, or at least staying in the epic level stuff. It'd be nice to be able to have a excuse to play with you guys and do some of those higher Reaper things. Because I do enjoy being challenged, even if I fail.
Yeah.
Like, I've done a couple R10s, some with Voodoo, some without Voodoo. And the one that kind of aggravated me was, even though I had a blast, we ended up wiping to the point where we couldn't recover with Voodoo. And it was still a lot of fun because it was...
Oh, that end of the road quest?
Yeah,
Not end of the road,
quest.
but
the high road.
yeah, one of the high road quests, yeah.
Yep, the castle. So it was aggravating that we lost, but it was still a lot of fun to give it a go. Let's see, we're gonna put Featherfall on again to just kind of make some of these jumps. I think we can just jump over to here. Yeah, perfection. Oh man. See, I was not... One of the things that I was not expecting was quite so much time on my knees measuring and remeasuring on that bus. And trimming here, trimming there. Because of all the little bolt holes that come out every once in a while. And...
Bolt holes.
Yeah, the bolt holes. And the...
Say that 5 times fast.
Bolt holes, bolt holes, bolt holes, bolt holes, bolt holes. My bus has a little ledge that runs around each side that it bolts the seats to. And it would... I feel like a lot of people would have cut that out or cut large sections of it out. But I want to keep as much of it in as possible to be able to use as a bolt location, like to be able to bolt things to keep things really sturdy and tight, which means that when putting in these big sheets of plywood as the subfloor, I really have to also account for the fact that there's like 3 inches, about a foot up off the ground, that I can't access, which has made some of the math and some of the cutting really awkward in places. So like, example, I could turn the sheet of plywood trim down to the width of the bus if those were gone with no problem. Like I could bring it in, stand it up, lay it down, and it would fit. But because I've left those in there, I can't do that. I now have to run the sheets of plywood Oh my gosh, fore and aft, I think. I'm trying to learn my boat terminology so I can use my boat terminology as the
Poop deck.
stuff. So yeah, the poop deck. Gotta get that poop deck on board. Which honestly is part of what I've been working on this week. If you'd like to get a little bit crazy, is the poop deck.
Poop deck?
Specifically the driver's side rear bump out for the rear tires. That is where we're planning on putting the toilet. So the more I work on it, the more I feel like I need to reinforce that area and really just make sure it's as strong as possible. So it's literally the deck where the toilet's going to go.
You're just preparing for Taco Tuesday, right?
Well, I don't know. Hopefully all that stuff will be fine, but you never know. Every once in a while. Alright, we want to charm at least one of those guys up there if we can help it. So they will cast Disintegrates, and while usually we don't care about Disintegrates, we've had a bunch of bad luck in this quest lately. And we don't want to be disintegrated.
Being disintegrated is bad.
Aw, Haystack, come on, buddy. Just realized Haystack got murdered. Probably held by that Earth Elemental. I didn't even see him take damage. Probably held by the Earth Elemental and then disintegrated by the caster. Oh, good. Nope. We don't want any of that. See, rank 92. Let's see. I don't know. We might just work on the cogs tonight. I don't know. I'm going to go a little bit longer than usual today, I think, even though I'm starting to get hungry and distracted. Probably not super much longer than usual, but a little bit longer than usual.
Like a good 5 minutes.
Oh, maybe even 10.
Maybe even 6.
Let's not get too carried away. But I'll probably do an extra quest or two, I think. I said as we start getting closer to level 20, the more excited I am to wrap up. This should probably take us very close to the end of rank, if not all the way to the end of rank 70 or 93. I'm just immune to dancing. That's not fun. Kiss my boo-boos. But not enough. Kiss them again. Was not expecting that.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I always expect the Spanish Inquisition. I even have donuts out just for them.
You have donuts for them?
That's right.
Okay.
They come barging in, I shoot them with my shotgun, and I say, hurts, don't it?
Oh god, that was that one's rough, Sam.
Always ready. Always ready.
As you step forward, several creatures spring out and attack.
Don't it? Oh boy.
You survive the ambush. Someone or something doesn't want you.
Someone or something.
The caves open again.
Let's see. I wish it'd be nice to have some visibility action right now, but oh well, we'll make do without it. Hello. Group DPS has not been something that this build has had a problem with in any scenario. It's the single target stuff, as you might notice. So much easier to cast like 3 sonic spells when there's 3 different monsters to slay. Really? Here, why don't... No. There we go.
This wind
Got stuff to do, and you're like
access to the deepest
being crazy. Oh, I didn't tell you, Tlab. I ended up making ribs last night in Instapot. With yeah, usually I just buy like my own clean ribs, and then well, I shouldn't say clean, unflavored ribs, and then I clean them and put my own like rub and stuff on.
Yeah.
Last night I had purchased a they were like a Wild Wing pre-mix, like it was it's one of those like bake in the bag things,
Yeah.
which I've never actually tried before, but I went ahead and grabbed it, pulled them out, put them in the Instapot. Wasn't bad.
Cool.
Not as good as, like, you know, taking the time, making your own rub, doing all the putting it all in
Yeah.
there. But it gave a good layer that I could just put my barbecue sauce on, get a little heat out of the deal, and felt like it was not unacceptable. Really? You're gonna chase Doofus around?
Yep.
Leave Doofus alone. Leave Doofus alone. Oh, I am getting hungry though. The other thing I will say for those of you who don't know, I put myself on a what do they call it? It's got a weird word.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, intermittent fasting. Thank you. On a diet of intermittent fasting, and which means basically, for me, I currently eat in a 12-hour window, and I had a couple of days where I started working on the bus early,
Twilight Valley.
and then I didn't eat because when I got hungry because it was still before my time, and then I ended up not eating anything until like 6 or 7 o'clock, which basically put me into like, okay, well it's time to eat like way too many calories for the time of the day or whatever, just to like satisfy the hunger. So I have been, on days where I go work on the bus now, I've been eating closer to noon. So now my hunger system is all jacked up again. So now I have the hunger.
Making me hungry now.
I know, right? I think it's probably why my brain went back to food earlier. It's like, you know you're hungry, right? No, I'm not hungry yet. Yeah, you're hungry. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Here, tell this story about the ribs you ate last night because they were delicious. Oh, you
Yeah,
tricked me,
leftovers?
you bastard.
You got leftovers for lunch today?
Of course not. I ate them all. Are you kidding me? I was hungry. I worked on the bus all day. They're only like a half rack anyway.
Oh, okay.
It was like 9 ribs or something altogether. I think nine bones. They all fit in my little Instapot.
I don't know. I saw that Instapot at Target the other day. I was so tempted to buy it.
I'm telling you, man, I did not realize how much I would use it until I...
This one was like, it did everything except for like, get your mail for you. It was like, it had like, you could deep fry in it, you could air fry in it. You could use it as a sous vide machine. Like, it was crazy. It's like, this is like the best thing ever.
I wonder what its power draw would be like.
I don't know.
I said, part of the reason why I've really been impressed with mine in particular is the power draw on it is, I think, a lot smaller than I thought. Because I've noticed a lot of other bus people in particular started using Instapots. I have not actually hooked up my kilowatt to it yet to actually see. But it might have a bigger draw, but it keeps it much lower because obviously it pressurizes it. So it cooks a lot quicker. I mean, I was looking at the recipe, for cooking those ribs in the bag, and it's like, put in your oven at 250 for 4 hours. And I'm like, or I could put it in my Instapot, hit the meat button for 15 minutes. That's just way less total power. So, I don't know. I have been loving it way more than I thought. I've made so many ribs. So many. I even made hamburger in it the other day. Did I tell you that? I don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I just... I made basically taco meat. I just took like a pound of frozen hamburger, just put it right in there on top of one of the stands, and just put it in for 10 minutes. It basically cooked it all like a big old meatloaf. And then I chopped it up and I seared it and I added the taco seasoning and stuff to it that I wanted. Yeah, I've been using it like crazy. Apparently, I'm not standing close enough to Haystack to get a heal there. Stupid Carnage Reapers making me move. So yeah, ever since that Disintegrate got me on the hardcore server, I've been a lot more paranoid about Disintegrate. Disintegrate definitely hit my buttons. It says roof.
Sorry. 1,500 watts.
Yeah, that's
What it
it's like,
says?
it's like a little microwave. The question is for how long, really? I said I'm gonna plug in that kilowatt and take an actual look of one in action, how I've been using it.
I put it in your bus notes.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's the reason why I bought it. I bought a thing. Need to do the same thing for like my actual computer. Also here pretty soon. So I'm pretty sure I'm planning on putting at least 1,000 watts of solar on the roof. But I kind of want to go up a little bit on top of that. And I've actually found a small wind turbine that you can basically just plug straight in as another power source on a lot of charge control systems. And back when I ran the snow cone stand for my mother-in-law, we actually had there's a company out there that makes collapsible flagpoles. They're actually pretty heavy duty, all things considered. And I'm actually considering taking getting one of those, putting on metal pipe for it to slide into, and then being able to basically go up onto the roof whenever we... Wow, double Reapers? That's not fair. One's a Beer Reaper, the other one's a Carnage Reaper. What did I do? What did I do, DDO, to deserve this love today?
Yeah,
but
so this says saute, steam, slow cook, sous vide, and warm.
Yeah, mine does all those too.
And then the air fryer lid gives 5 crisp cooking functions: air fry, roast, bake, broil, and dehydrate.
I would never try to dehydrate something like that in a tool like that, but like if you were really desperate for something, I suppose I could see it.
The only thing that I would see as an issue with your, well, I mean, obviously the power as well, but is that it has 2 different lids, so like storage kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because one of the lids looks like it's pretty large, and I don't know if they fit into each other.
I don't know. I haven't looked at a different one. I've just been using the one that I have.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think the biggest problem with it is the fact that I guess the one you're looking at has the air fryer function to it. Mine obviously does not. So the one that I've been using, you do have to add liquid, which means that now you're burning your liquids not just for drinking and washing, but now also for extra cooking. Guess we just keep collecting Knoll souls. All them old Knoll souls. The lab's burning the emotes today. I don't know. I think I need to let the OG Samus Big Eyes go. I found myself using the Samius one actually more than anything.
Yeah.
And people don't even make that joke anymore.
You didn't even really like it when you first got it.
Well, I think the reason why I like it is just that it has the cheers. Like, you can actually, like, you lose some details of the Samus, but you know, it's definitely making the cheer
Right.
motion. I think I like that. But honestly, I use it more on Discord as like a thumbs up than I do anything else.
Yeah.
Or a +1 or...
Alright, I'm gonna step away from the computer for a little bit.
That's fine. I'm gonna finish this quest and then we'll see if I actually have another one in me after all. I'd like to do one more, but we'll see. So this will be the last Veil quest. So like by the time we take care of all of the various running around, getting the things, getting that extra like 7,000 experience. Have to check our, see where we're at for time. Oh, it's just a strong animal. It wasn't even like a... Or just a regular animal. Wasn't even a strong animal. Intriguing. See, we've got the 2 on this side or whatever it is, so the other ones are probably on the other side. Haystack, your pathing was drunk. Go, perfect. That was also a good example of a better line of the spell effect area. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Haystack was definitely not inside the circle when he cast. Damage is definitely better when we get a crit off. I think most people would say that though, their damage is better when they crit. This build is so based around critting that it's a little bit on the ridiculous side. Critting and double striking. My double strike chance at the moment. Just 18. It'd be higher than that if we had room for one more of the single weapon fighting feats. Currently we don't. Oh my gosh, is it gonna be the one? It's gonna be the weird exception that all of them were on the other side for a change. Doesn't happen very often, but it can happen, I guess. There's one here. That is such a rare occurrence that you're gonna find like all of not all of them, but was it 4 and 1 or whatever? That's what happens when you don't even look. Yeah, my head's starting to get to that point where it wants me to go to sleep. What else is going on? Is there anything interesting at all in the Twitter box? Oh, my phone's not going to log in. Surprise, surprise. That's a strong knoll. I don't think we need to take that guy out. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know. We may not quite make 93. I think it's going to get close, actually. Definitely be able to cap tonight, though. Tonight's stream. Another quest where I think you should be able to ride your horse around. More quests that I've started thinking that should be the case than not. I'm being really honest. Okay. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to kill 2 of these guys. Alright, that should give what's-his-name a good head start. Payas. That should keep him mostly safe back there. Button a little more often too. I haven't managed to work in extend yet. It's another spell that I would, or another feat I'd like to work in. Honestly, if you don't know what trapping skills, you may not even need the rogue level, and you might just want to take like a wizard and a monk life or something, or monk level instead. Something that gives 2 feats. It does feel feat scrap. I guess you can't take monk. Fighter, I guess, then. So it does feel feat light. Oh, Payas is here. That's not good. You Big Daddy heals. Alright, here we go. He's fine, so he should be willing to stand up here and attack this top guy pretty crazily.
The final chamber lies before you. It's me there.
Maybe ducked out of the way just in time. Big butt. Alright. So even though this is checkmarked, he can die now and you still fail the quest afterwards. So you want to loot that chest real fast. Although it's pretty unlikely that he's going to die to that guy, so. But if you don't get that chest looted in time, it will, it'll pull the items out of the chest and you have to run it again anyway. Come down here. We'll get what's her name's items. While we're at it, we'll pull out a Shavras stone out of our own backpack. Whew. No. Well, no. Kukris are not like the most common. Alright, so that was 250 experience. This guy will give us another 5,000. Yeah, see, we're just a little bit short. Oh, nope. There he goes. He gave it to us after the reward. That's weird. I know this name. I know that name. Alright. Let's hit the boat and then we'll do like one quest or something. I said we could push through all the way to 20, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get my breakfast on here pretty soon. Breaking ankles. This might be the first time that I've get to do the cogs with the horse. Actually, running around with the horse makes a big difference. You know what? Let's save all of that. Let's save all the cogs for tonight. Instead, let's see how much XP we can milk out of a super fast explorer run. Yeah. This way we can more easily track all the XP out of the cogs as well. I know Strimtom already has like a really good XP breakdown. But I feel like with the addition of horses, the Explorer zones have really picked up. For me, in particular. Especially if you don't stop to slay, really. You just zerg through. Why am I such a cheeky man? I don't know. Just born that way, I guess. Alright, so this is my path through Amrath here. I don't know if it's the best one, but it's the best one that I have found so far. There's a little bit of backtracking still, but I haven't figured out a better way to deal with it. Dance, double dance. I know. Even when people aggravate and irritate, I do my best to be a good guy. Oh, you know I'm awesome. Don't lie. You can try to fool yourself, but we both know that I'm the best. The best, I'm the greatest. If you didn't love me, you wouldn't keep coming back. Got shot in the back.
Looking out over the twisting, broken strips of ground around you, it's easy to see why the
You two, stop casting acid spells on me. I'm trying to kill this big guy. Are you really not going to dance? awkward. Alright, where are you? Huh. That's weird. Really weird. Wonder if he actually has a dance. Wow, and a red tooth. We're doing really well on rares. Not that that's what I was here for, but not gonna not pop them if they're here. Also just need to get up and walk about. Winnie! Alright, let's go, Horny. I want to throw a little bit of a jump in every once in a while just to make sure that I don't get pinged by the various archers. Still got pinged by the various archers. Too many butts. Alright, I'll have to go back down to that guy. Quite a few rares, actually. Put a hat on. I want to try to charm as many of these guys as we can, just to speed up the. The thing I really enjoy about the Explore Zones after doing a bunch of Reaper stuff is that you can heal yourself again. Which for me is actually quite nice. I don't, like it's not a must-have type thing, but I do miss being able to occasionally heal at least. Oh yeah, that really only works in Reaper modes. If you had to base a D&D campaign off of a song, what song would you use? That's a good question. To base a campaign. Just trying to think of the various songs that would even be like close. You guys are still fighting up here? Wow. Alright, and next guy's here too. We've got a metric ton of the names today. Reasonable spot here. Again, the damage is not great. We're just using a Knife Forge Stiletto right now, which is really not the worst, all things considered. But if we can't crit on this guy, we can't get our extra crit damage in. We got some crit damage in. We should be critting on a pretty wide crit profile. I think it's supposed to be better than that. Yeah, we should be critting on a 13 to 20. With our Knife Forge Stiletto. When it comes to... there we go. There's a guy who's not there for a change.
At this shrine, Tiefling slaves are forced to pay tribute to their masters.
Moonglum by Hawkwind. Oh, that's that could be a song. Base your D&D campaign on. I know. Ironically, the only one I can think of is Flash Gordon. I think it's because I was, I played it during I was reading something the other day, and I decided to play it for just like a completely random reason. The Flash Gordon theme song. So now it's kind of like stuck in my head. But it also doesn't help that I've been thinking about like a pseudo spelljammer type campaign. Of late.
You made your way to the very base of the Tower of Despair, Devil headquarters on Showerup and home to their High Council.
No, I didn't think it was gonna let us up here. Again, this is about the least amount of backtracking I have found personally. If you have a better route through this, I'd love to see it / hear it.
Far away on the other side of the chasm lies Iron Moor, a devil fortress that is currently under siege by demons.
Good magic missiles. Fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll take the Slayers, but come on, really?
High above you is Amra, the floating
Just want to be
islands
horsing around.
from the heart of Showerup and made their home.
That archer got the shot of his life. You guys ever think about that cartoon? Oh wow, this guy's not usually around. Reboot. Sometimes I think about Reboot when I'm playing like DDO or something. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that kind of stuff, Peter. Back on our horsey. See, we got 3 more explorers left.
You stand before
One right here.
the 3rd Legion, underground home to the Devil's most deadly military unit.
Oh, I never gave myself a bard song. No, we're not talking about it right now. Anyway, so I was talking about reboot before because I was thinking about how, like, if there's little artificial computer personalities running the guys would make a lot of sense for how some of the NPCs work. Like, every once in a while you get that NPC that actually gets things done.
The 3rd Legion uses this tower as a redoubt.
Alright, what did I do wrong? I missed something.
That could be abandoned if the enemy proves to be
The Shattered Runes. That means nothing to me. What did we not? I have to look on this. This is going to aggravate me. That loop generally gets everything, and I don't know what I missed. What did I not find?
before you like
Oh, I just didn't jump down to the right spot. Okay.
perished long ago.
Now I feel sheepish. Okay, so even taking the time to look things up, that was 30,000 experience. That's not bad. I'll take that. I will take that. Alright, everybody, with that, I think I'm going to take off and have a bit of a breakfast. Maybe a nap. See who's DDOing right now. Me, Youngfly. Alright, well, I guess we'll raid Youngfly. Hope you guys end up having a wonderful day. And, like I said, we'll be back tonight for some more Dungeons and Dragon actions. We'll definitely be able to cap out tonight, not a problem. And we'll probably start around 8. I'm going to say probably pretty close to 8 o'clock tonight, Central Standard Time. Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys before you know it. Toodles.